Lads, I just have this really, really weird feeling that Chloe Bibby and Caitlin Clark are never going to play with each other. I have this really, really weird feeling because the Indiana Fever have again, they have the ability to get rid of Bree Turner and bring in somebody else. If someone else fits a better role, I have a really weird feeling that Chloe Bibby never plays a game with Caitlin Clark. And do you want to know why I think she's not going to play a game with Caitlin Clark? Because it sounds like she's the perfect archetype. Let's take a listen.
What part of your game do you think fits in best here?
I think just my fast pace and ability to shoot the ball. I think I can space the floor, so I think that's key and can help.
Fast pace, shooting. That's a foreign concept to this front office. That is a foreign concept to this front office completely. They're just, we just got to go old. We just got to go old. Like Natasha Howard hasn't ran both ends of the floor in years. In years. And by the way, I think Natasha Howard by the end of the season, she is going to have the Erica Wheeler type thing where she's going to be a fan favorite wherever she goes. Like DeWanna Bonner and her were the two marquee free agents. DeWanna Bonner quit. Natasha Howard stayed and won Commissioner's Cup MVP. Look, we can criticize Natasha Howard's fit. We can criticize some things all we want. We can criticize basketball. We're not out here ever going to criticize Natasha Howard the person. Like just like Erica Wheeler, I don't think she was the best fit beside Caitlin Clark. As good as she's been in Seattle, I'm delighted she's killing it in Seattle. I'm delighted. She wasn't the greatest fit. But like, I just have this really weird feeling that the Indiana Fever just brought in Chloe Bibby to bring her in. Like, she is out of contract. I kid you not, after this game. She is not going to be under contract for their next game. Oh, did they play Wednesday, Friday? I don't know what days they play this week because I know they play tomorrow night. Because the Sky are playing now and then Cameron Brink's playing, and I gotta just somehow. It's going to be very, very annoying having to stay up till 5 a.m. Having to stay up until 5 a.m. It's going to be extremely annoying, but let's see what. So yeah, the Fever are playing Friday against the Wings. And she is, I don't know if she's under contract on Friday. She's under contract on Wednesday. She might not be under contract on Friday. But like, for me anyway, it's one of those things where the Indiana Fever are, it seems like they just are doing things to do things. This is such a seamless, perfect fit. This is a perfect fit. Like, if you guys looked at my channel, I was very, very, very much like a proponent of I don't want the team, especially initially. And I thought maybe Ari McDonald and Caitlin Club could play with each other after we saw her playing a couple of times. I was very much on the side of Ari McDonald should be there to replace Caitlin, not to play with Caitlin. Like, that was my whole theory about this, is that she should have played with Caitlin. Because then we started seeing Caitlin small forward. And then we started seeing Ari at small forward. It was just Erica Wheeler all over again. It was Wheeler all over again. Like I always said last year, when Caitlin was off the floor, you let Wheeler do what she wants. The problem is that Wheeler and Caitlin on the floor just didn't work. It just didn't work. Whereas I think Chloe Bibby is a perfect fit beside Caitlin because she is a mobile power forward and she can kind of guard inside. Like, she's undersized, sure, but like, in my opinion, size doesn't matter nearly as much in the WNBA. Like, just watch what, say, like big guard Dejanay, as statistically net rating one of the worst players in the league. Her on-off numbers are ridiculously bad. And then you look, say, at Tiara McCowan, whose size, unless you are like an Azare or, and like Cardoso did nothing. Cardoso dominated a little bit the first half, but if you guys didn't see, the Chicago Sky were significantly better in the second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter up until Kelsey Mitchell took over. And that was when they stopped giving the ball to Cardoso. I think speed kills more than size in this league, especially if you can just outrun opponents. You're there in the pick and pop. If she's able to play off the short roll, which she seems to do. And one thing I've noticed with Chloe Bibby, she relocates all the time. She relocates. Like that is the perfect thing. That's one of my favorite things about Kelsey Mitchell when she's listening to the angel over her shoulder rather than the devil. When Kelsey Mitchell is relocating, Kelsey Mitchell uses her energy to relocate and sprint the floor and cut, she's the best two guard in the league. When Kelsey Mitchell uses her energy to go tween, step back long two, which she didn't do against the Sky, she didn't even do it. She didn't do it against the Aces either, and they still won the game. So like she can sometimes miss shots trying to play efficiently. But over the course of the season, doing the right thing will work more often than not. But like Chloe Bibby is the perfect player to fit with Caitlin. Watch her not get re-signed when Caitlin comes back and they never get to play together. Highly likely where the franchise operates. Why wouldn't she? She has a free roster spot. They signed her to a 7-day deal. They have a free roster spot. Why not sign her to a rest of the season contract? Like, why not? Because they're going to sign her to another 7-day deal, and like another 7-day deal and this type of thing. Why not sign her to the rest of the season? And if you want to say, oh, but it might not work out, cool. You can cut her and bring in somebody else. You can they have a literal full season. They have 2 full season minimum contracts. They can give her a prorated minimum for the rest of the year, which is what she's going to get. And still, even if it doesn't work out, they can cut her. And then they can give another player a prorated minimum. Like, if you're not going to cut Bree Turner, this doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And she absolutely killed it. She absolutely killed it and is a perfect fit beside Caitlin Clark. It's been one game, wouldn't mind if they sign her long term. I just think it's an archetype thing. I'm like, do I think there's better players in that archetype than Chloe Bibby? Sure. There are. There are better shooters, there are better relocators, there's more size out there. But do I trust this front office to find them? No. Do I guarantee they want to play for the Fever? No. And do I think there's a point in getting rid of a perfectly good player, fit-wise? A perfectly good player. For no reason? No. And for anyone being like, oh, why do I have a problem with Bree Turner? The Indiana Fever could not sign Ari McDonald. There was a way of the Indiana Fever signing Ari McDonald with her only missing 1 game if they cut Bree Turner while Ari McDonald was still on her hardship. Because Caitlin Sophie came back the same day. There was a way of doing it where they could have signed her to a rest of the season contract. They didn't because they want to keep Bree Turner. And I'm sorry. And people are like, oh, locker room players matter, locker room this, locker room that. I'm sorry. I don't care about the locker room if the team is not good enough. You can have the best locker room in the world. If your team is not good enough, you're not going anywhere. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. Please, Indiana, keep Chloe Bibby. Again, I don't think Chloe Bibby's the answer to everything. It's just archetypes wise. The Indiana Fever roster, and the Indiana Fever front office, they scout and recruit names. They don't scout and recruit players. When it comes to scouting and recruiting, realistically, you should be looking at this like every single player's name is John Smith. You see size. You look for size. You look for shooting. You look for how they relocate. You look for what a player does, not who the player is. And the problem is that this front office looks for who the player is. So there's a possibility that a big name becomes suddenly available that doesn't fit at all, and they go and get that player. Now in this front office. But anyway, I'll see you guys.